Speaking of Saquon, his former teammate, I want to get into this a little bit, Daniel Jones. This was one of the big stories of the week. So, we've heard everything. Daniel Jones gets, put on the bench, and he goes from second to third to fourth. However, he fell on the depth chart. He's playing scout team safety. I feel for the guy. Everybody says, well, he's making $40 million a year. Who cares? You could see it on his teammates' faces. You could hear it in his teammates' interviews. I mean, this is a guy that's been a leader of that locker room for 6 years. And I actually really love the little statement he made. He took about accountability. He said, look, I haven't been good enough. Let's start with that. And he knows that he hasn't played well enough, but it is tough. I had a lump in my throat thinking about him having to go into work that next day, to go play scout team safety and, just to be there and be around his guys, but to be in a completely diminished role. I'm really happy that New York released him because I think it puts him out of his misery a little bit. They didn't have to do that. And my advice to him, I wouldn't sign anywhere. I would just take the rest of the year and just because unless you've got a playoff team and they lose somebody down the stretch, I don't think there's a reason to sign as a backup somewhere. I don't think there's a reason to sign on a bad team and go play more games. This is one of those moments where he truly gets to hit reset in his career, relax a little bit, take the offseason, find a good landing spot. And he's the type of guy that could land on his feet. He could have that Sam Darnold type resurgence with the right scheme, with the right place, with the right coaches. But he's got to play a lot better than he has.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was cool to see him take ownership. And then, obviously, if we talked about, I hate in these situations when people want to take their pot shots on guys for, whatever it is in the scenario. We've seen it all week. But to me, it's like, listen, we have to keep something in mind here. I've seen people like all the takes about the money he got paid and everything else. Like last time I checked, it's the teams that make the mistakes, not the players. So the player didn't say, hey, pay me this money and I'm going to go mess it up. He had all the intention in the world of playing quarterback at the level that the New York Giants would play winning football. You can tell that from his message. If you have a problem with the fact that he got paid whatever he got paid, that's on the New York Giants. That's not on Daniel Jones, okay? Because any of us in any walk of life or business or anything you do, if they offered you pay a lot of money to do something you thought you could do really well, you're taking the money. So it's not you who's like purposely screwing over people. It's the organization who made a bad decision. And if you feel like they made a bad decision, it is what it is. But Daniel Jones owned it. He took accountability. And to me, if you're somebody who has a problem with someone who says, I'm sorry, and takes accountability, you got issues. So I'm a fan of Daniel Jones, man, in the sense that he owned it. And I wish him nothing but the best moving forward. And we've seen this happen. We saw Russell Wilson with the Broncos, Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders, Matt Ryan and the Colts, Derek Carr and the Raiders. I mean, there's been these breakups that happen. But it doesn't mean your career is over, Daniel Jones. So go get it, man. Believe in you. And if you believe in you, you know what? I expect nothing but the best for him, man. I hope that works out. And we will see, baby, because only time will tell in this league. That's for sure.
Yeah, well said, Whit. Well said.